All right, we are officially live. So, everyone, welcome to our Daily Huddle episode number 2. Now, yesterday was actually our first Daily Huddle that I am actually hosting every single day where I answer 5 questions, okay? You ask me a question and I will answer every single one of them in detail. And we're actually going to do this every day from Monday to Friday, and most likely we'll do it at random times. Most of the time we're going to do it at around 6 p.m. Pacific, which is around 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's when I'm actually going live with our Daily Huddle. So today is actually our second day with our Daily Huddle, and as some of you guys can see, the topic is going to be Facebook ad struggle for Shopify store. Now, we actually have a lot of people here with us right now on YouTube, and simply on, let's see, we are also on Facebook, YouTube right now. It looks like everything is great. I got Ryan on YouTube. Crazy Barleek TV. That's a pretty awesome name, as I can see. I got on Greek. I got Carlos Lima. I actually got Elizabeth. I got my buddy John Tellerico that just joined us. Anne said that, hi, you look so young. Yeah, I got the Asian genes. That's why I look so young at the end of the day. Travis said that, hey Fred, the man. So I'm getting a lot of people piling on right now. So again, like I said earlier, today's topic is going to be all about Facebook ad struggle for Shopify store. So we have actually a lot of people messaging and asking specifically about Facebook ads. So let's be honest, when it comes to e-commerce, Facebook ads is actually one of the staple and one of the most important traffic source when it comes to a Shopify store, which is really an e-commerce business. So with that, we actually selected 5 questions today that kind of revolves around this subject, okay? So we're going to dive right in right now. But before we actually do so, put in a 1 in the comment box if you guys are excited, and put in a 2 if you are on YouTube right now, okay? I just want to see excitements coming in. And obviously, if you are on Facebook, give me more of those love symbols, okay? Love symbols. I want more love symbols. I want it like a whole pile of them coming in right now at the same time. I absolutely love them when I actually see it. All right, they're starting to flood in. It seems like there is actually a delay with Facebook. Out of my surprise, I'm not sure why. There's a delay, and I'm curious to see how many people is actually on YouTube right now, and I can't really figure out and see. Alright, so I'm getting a lot of love symbols coming in. So let's start our second episode of our Daily Huddle. So the first question is actually from Stephanie Wong. Now, she is a little bit, I would say, greedy. She asked 2 questions, and I'm in a really good mood today, so I'm going to answer both of them, okay? She simply said, pick one of the 2 or do both. Hee. All right, so I'm going to be nice to you, Stephanie. I'm going to be answering 2 of your questions. So your first question is about Facebook ad. You ask, how do I target competitors' audience, including their Facebook fan pages, the right way? I've tried using their company names in the past. Please advise. That's a great question. So I know that in our space right now, there has been some software and tools that is pretty much on the gray area, okay? It's not really the legit way of doing it. Facebook actually don't like it by scraping the Facebook IDs of anyone that is in a group or in a Facebook page and then serving ads to them. If Facebook finds out, your account will get suspended. So the real way of actually doing it, and I would have to say it's unfortunate about it, you would actually have to see if you're able to target them through the interest targeting. Now, if it is actually a very small audience size, you won't be able to do so. So technically, I would have to say you are basically stuck in that realm of things. Now, you can, however, if you wanted to take the risk yourself, then you can actually go find some software. I've seen a couple online where they simply just scrape all the Facebook users' ID and simply advertise to those people who that they can't even find that interest targeting within the Facebook ads. Now, is this going to be a recommended way on doing it? I would have to say no. because you're basically being vulnerable to Facebook on getting your ad account suspended, and I highly do not recommend that. So what is the best way that you can actually do is the following, okay? If you actually found a Facebook page that is your competitors, a lot of time these competitors, if you actually go to their page, they might like or follow other pages too. So you simply want to, number one, look at what other pages do these Facebook page follows so that you yourself can actually see if there is a bigger market that you can go after. Because the truth is, if you are having a competitor, let's say one of your competitors is in the baby niche, right? Well, baby niche, guess what? Baby R Us is going to be a great place to go after, a great interest target to go after, or another one maybe, I don't know, a children's place or whatever. I'm just making, well, children's place is definitely a retail store that you can go after, and they have a way bigger audience size, and they may share similar audience to your competitors that you can actually take a look at. Now, on the other hand, you can also use the audience insight, okay? Sometimes the audience insight will actually give you targeting or give you audience information that is not going to be available through ads in the ad network itself. So you can simply see if you can actually find that Facebook page or your competitor through the through the audience insight, and basically look at what other page likes or what other categories or what other pages those audience actually follow, and go after the bigger piece of pie. So that's what I would suggest you to do. Now, to your second question, which is not really about Facebook, it's more about Google. You ask, Google Ads. I want to start Google Ads, but I still don't know enough to get started. Could you please teach us more? I've watched your Google Ad video. Please make more videos to get beginners started. So again, it seems like Google has been a very big topic, and a lot of people are asking me to actually create some video trainings on Google. Now, if you would love me to actually create some new Google training to release to the public, I'm not going to ask you for your credit card information. Put in the word me right into the comment box, and I want to see if you guys want me to really create some Google video training. I know that I obviously have a lot of training on Facebook, but I hardly, or I never really talked about Google. So I mean, I can do it, and if you guys can tell me, put in the me if you guys want it, right? And I want to basically make sure that this is what you guys want, and I can spend some time on creating more beginner Google video training that I can release to my YouTube channel. Now, here's one thing. I have a lot of people right now on Facebook Live right now, and obviously a lot of people that are also on YouTube. If you want to be the first to basically get all my latest video training, which I'm going to be releasing a new video training this week, and if you want to be the first to actually watch it and take action, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, that's like, once I actually have it up, YouTube will send you an instant notification to tell you that I have a new video training up that you can actually watch right away. So if you want to be the first to actually get these training, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, all right? So I hope that you were asking me if I can pick one of the two. Well, I answered two for you, Stephanie. So now let's move on to the next person, okay? The next person, oh God, I am very, very bad with names. I apologize sincerely if I pronounce your name incorrectly, okay? The next person is, and I don't even know if you're a he or a she. I'm that bad with names. Okay, it is Felipe Montoya Alvarez. It seems like I'm speaking Chinese or something. Felipe Montoya Alvarez. I just bad with names. All right, so he or she, which I don't know if you're a he or a she. To me, you're a she, so I'm going to say she. All right, she asked, how many time, bracket, or how long or how much time should I leave an ad on Facebook to know, I think you're supposed to say, to know what is going on, to know is going to generate profits or not. So let me rephrase your question. I think you're trying to ask, how long should I run my ads on Facebook, or how long should I leave my ad on Facebook to know that if it's going to generate profits or not? This is a really great question. So it really drills down to, first of all, you need to know what your cost per acquisition goal is going to be. So let's say, for an example, if you're selling me a Starbucks coffee, Starbucks charged me, let's say, I don't know, for $5 for a latte, And that's how much Starbucks make. But that's not their net profit, right? They got to add in labor, they got to add in cost of goods inside to that order. So in reality, they're not going to make the entire $5. You need to know exactly how much net profit you're going to make first to identify what is the cost per acquisition goal that you need to have in place that's going to break even. So let's say for an example, it will cost Starbucks $1. That includes labor and cost of goods. In this case, let's just say cost of goods right now, it costs them $1 to actually sell me a $5 drink. So that means that Starbucks only make $4 net profit. Now with that is actually your number for breaking even. So when you first start running ads, obviously what I do is the following, okay? I look at my ads in 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, and even as long as, what is the next one? 72, 86 hours. But I really look at it in the first 3 days because those first 3 days really tells me a big story. So in this case, what I would normally do, I run the ad for 24 hours. I want to see if I get a sale or not. If I am not getting a sale, okay, and you may have spent $5 already. Now, obviously, if I'm selling a $4 net profit product, I'm technically losing money. So if you're like, well, what am I going to do next in order for me to actually see if it is going to generate profit or not? I look at what we call the cost per click link. It is very important because you want to make sure that you are actually having your ad getting the lowest cost per click link possible. So if you are basically saying, you know what, first day, I'm not getting a sale, but my click, it is actually costing me more than $1, okay? Then it is an indicator that, number one, either the product itself is not going to sell or there's going to be a problem with your creative. Now, the creative in terms of your ad itself. Then what I do next is I look at what the click-through rate is going to be. Is the click-through rate above 1.5% or is it below 1.5%? If it is below 1.5%, then chances are there's something wrong with your creative and there is something wrong with your product itself. So in the first 24 hours, if I don't hit those numbers, I would actually just pause the ad right away because when I'm already serving to the market, they're not responding to it, then what's the point of wasting more money to actually keep making those people buy? So that's what I will look at. I will look at 24 hour, 48 hour, and 72 hours. Now, on the other hand, let's say that if you basically if you've been on day one, let's say that you had no sale, but your cost per click link is less than $1 and your CTR is actually above 1.5%, I will let it run for another day or two and relook at those figures. Now, by the end of the third day, if even though that you're getting a great cost per click link and a great CTR link, and you're still not getting a sale, then this is what you want to look at. You want to look at how many people actually added the product to cart and how many people abandon the cart at the same time. Because it will tell you if you price the product too high or too low. Because if you're getting a high click-through rate, then that means that the product is right. But if you're not getting a sale, then that means that you may be charging too much for your product and you want to actually decrease it. So these are the variables that I actually take a look and determine. So how long would I really run the ad? In simple answer, I run it for 24, 48, and 60 or 72 hours. That's what it is. My bad. And I really look at it throughout these 3 days because these are prime days right away, and you don't want to waste your money and keep forcing those people to buy because it may be you found the right audience, but it's just that either you price the product too high or the product doesn't really resonate with the audience or your creative just needs some work. So that's how I would really run it. Now, obviously, if you've been getting your cost per acquisition, your cost per purchase, I should say, lower than what your net profit is going to be, then good. That's good for you, right? You start scaling it up. All right. So that's the answer to your question. So let's move on to the third question, which is John Ling. So John Ling asks, when starting out in e-commerce, is it better to go to a general store or a niche store? That's a great question when it comes to general store and niche store. So both ways work. General store works, niche store works. But at the same time, there's an advantage and disadvantage with either of them, okay? And let me share with you what they are, and you make the decision from there, okay? So let's start with the general store first. With a general store, the advantage of the general store is that you can virtually sell whatever you want in whatever niche you want. You can sell watches, phone accessories, gardening supplies, kitchen supplies, or whatever. It gives you that diversification for you to actually have one store and sell a lot of products. It's simply like having Walmart, right? You're basically a Walmart that sells a lot of products into your store. Now, here's the disadvantage when it comes to a general store. The disadvantage is that, number one, you will potentially confuse the Facebook pixel. And in order for you to actually bypass this, you need to create custom audiences based on selected products. And we actually have an app that's called Pixelbait that would allow you to do this if you are a Shopify store owner. Now, with that, what you wanted to do is, when you're running your Facebook ads, one of the most important things is that you always want to run a website conversion objective. So you're basically telling Facebook that, hey, I want to get sale for this particular product. Now, obviously, if you don't do custom audiences based on your product purchases, or you don't actually use Pixelbait, what's going to happen is that you are going to confuse Facebook Pixel by simply going after an audience or going after the market that may be all at random things. When you are trying to actually sell a phone, and then Facebook sees that, well, you've been getting people that are buying kitchen supplies, gardening supplies, hunting supplies, it will confuse the back end of Facebook on knowing what is exactly you are selling, right? And by doing so, you need to create custom audience. So I had the problem before where I started to diversify my portfolio into selling other products that is not within my niche. And in the beginning, it was great. But long-term wise, I actually sabotage the main products that I was selling well because I started to confuse the Facebook pixel. All right, so that's a disadvantage. The other disadvantage is that it's very hard for you to actually create a relationship with your customer, okay? Just like Walmart, what do? You simply go in, pick the products you want, go to the cashier, and you leave. You don't make a simple relationship with the cashier. You don't make a relationship with anyone from Walmart or representing from Walmart because you are technically a general store. You just go in, buy the things that you want, and you leave. And what will attract you to go back will be maybe weekly flyers. So in that case, weekly email promotions on like new products, discounted products, etc., etc. So that's a disadvantage because you're not building that relationship. And we all know that when it comes to profit, the back end and emails can actually generate a lot of profit for you. Okay, now let's talk about the niche store right now. When it comes to a niche store, here's the disadvantage first. Let me talk about the disadvantage first. The disadvantage is that you are going to actually put yourself into what I call the box. You are only able to sell products within your niche. Let's say that you have a hunting store. Well, guess what? That means that you can only sell hunting products. And it doesn't make sense for you to actually sell things like a necklace in a hunting store, right? It just doesn't make sense. Your audience will get confused on why the heck is a hunting store selling an accessories, right? Is a necklace or whatever. By having that, then guess what? You are having less products that you can have into your store. And if you want to sell into other niches, then, well, you got to basically create a brand new store. You got to basically pay for a Shopify payment, add in some new apps, and going after a different market. So that's a disadvantage. So the selection of products is actually one of the disadvantages. And I'm going to click back this thing. I need to figure out this thing. Let's see. Press this to activate movie shooting. Hold on one sec. I'm figuring this out. I am definitely not good with camera. Alright, so there you go. I am back. Okay, so going back to that right now, sorry, apology, I disappeared. This is something new to me. Like, I would have to say these gamers are so crazy at what they do. I would actually have to, like, hands down, like, bow down to them. Like, these are just some high-tech stuff. Anyways, going back into the niche store. Okay, Now let's talk about the advantage of a niche store. The advantage is that you will get to have the ability to create a relationship with your customers because you identify your customer avatar. Let's say for an example right now, let's take the hunting store as an example. If you are a real hunter that you love to go hunt bears or deers, which I'm totally against. It's actually sad seeing them getting shot. But again, I respect it. But it's just that I'm not fully against it. But I respect hunters. But at the end of the day, I won't be the person hunting. But for a hunter, you would want to actually talk to a store owner that hunts at the same time, right? And if I know that you love hunting, I can actually send you more content about hunting because my store is all about hunting and everything about hunting I know that you will potentially buy. And if I give you more content about hunting, you and I are going to build a relationship. So what's going to actually lead that to? Well, guess what? Now you can actually go and basically introduce digital products, basically selling how to hunt bears or how to hunt deers. Or you can basically sell digital products revolving around survival, camping. Because I know that since you're a hunter, you'll look for all these information. Another thing that you can actually go after is basically potentially selling other bigger hunting supplies. So let's say when you have a niche store that's selling well in the hunting space and you actually have a good amount of customers and a decent amount of traffic going through your store, well, guess what? Use that portfolio and then go and find branded hunting supplies that can actually carry their products and sell like $500, $600, or $1,000 worth of goods, right? Because you have that following. And if a hunter supplier actually sees that, they will basically give you the opportunity to actually sell their products, which makes your store more unique, okay? Then there's other things that you can do. You can create a subscription, like the Hunter's Inner Circle or something, and basically give them like a weekly newsletter and video about hunting and all those other stuff. It will give you more diversity of what you can actually sell and not be restricted to just selling products. And I can see that the camera is a little bit blurry. All right, okay, so that's what it is, okay? Tim said, all this talk about hunting is making me hungry. All right. Anyways, going back in there, I'm starting to get hungry too. Okay, so anyways, the truth is that's the advantage and disadvantage. For me, I love niche store because I'm always creating a long-term play for my business. I don't just want to go in, sell the trending product that works the most, and then move on to another product and move on to another product. I call this the chasing the market, and it will be tough for you. And the back-end profit is not going to be as high. So again, both works. It's just that I'm more going for niche store over general store, okay? But again, both works, okay? I already showing you the advantage and disadvantages. The decision is yours, okay? All right, next question is by Gina Reeks. Okay, so she asked, I have a question I've been running. Oh, before I ask this question, are you guys enjoying this right now? Put in a 1 in the question box if you guys are, or not question box. I'm so into like webinars, so I always say question box. Put in a 1 right into the comment box and the live chat if you're on YouTube right now. If you guys are enjoying this, you guys are basically learning a lot from these, the daily huddle that we are offering, that I'm actually hosting. All right, I'm starting to see ones pouring in right now. Excellent day. Okay, so now let's go on to the fourth question. The fourth question is by Gina. Gina asks, I have a question. I have been running Facebook ads with high relevance score. Great job. That means that your ad is really attracting the audience, so that's good. Example is up to 8. A large number of impressions, 1.43K, so 1,430 impressions, and a reach of 1.33K, so 1,330 reach, but I get no visitors to my Shopify store. Okay, that's a big problem. What could the issue be? The issue, okay, let me finish reading your question. I would expect that I would expect that with that level of reach, at least people would click on the link and visit the store. This is a brand new store with no sales yet, hence no email list yet. The objective is for conversions targeted at getting traffic for purchases. Okay, so I hope that you're choosing the right objective. You're saying you're choosing conversion targeted at getting traffic for purchases. So I would believe that you are setting up your campaign based on conversions, and most likely you're based on the purchase pixel, okay? So make sure that our objective is right first. Now, if you're getting a very high relevance score and you are getting no clicks to your store, here are some of the problems. That is a very common problem. Number one, your ad is not direct enough to actually get them to click and visit your store, okay? So there's a new habit of mine when it comes to Facebook ads is to always have, and I use tiny.ie, is to have a link at the post and also like a shop now button. So people know that there is a link that they have to click on. Now the second thing is your creative itself. Your creative may not be directly selling a product, or it may be basically a post that people just engage on and they are absolutely not knowing that there's a product for sale. So I've seen a lot of ads in the past with my students on a very nice and amazing product, but it doesn't really say that they're selling it. People are just virally sharing it. So in that realm of things, here's what you wanted to do, Gina. Go back to your Facebook ad account and look at the clicks all, okay? Not the link. Look at the all. And I would assume that if you're getting such a high relevance score, you are getting a lot of people that are clicking, but not clicking on the link. They are just basically sharing, commenting, or basically liking that post. And if that's the case, then guess what? You got to rewrite your ad. Okay, I think that's what the issue is from a bird's eye perspective based on your question, is that your ad is just not direct enough to get them to your shop. And you're getting a lot of people, you're maybe posting something that is very viral, that is, you know what, I don't know why my camera is a little bit blurry. I gotta figure this thing out. Anyways, that's what I would believe it is, okay? You would want to look at your ad, and it may be just that it is just a viral content that people thought that it's just viral content. So if you look at your ad data again and you realize that you have a high click-through rate all, and I would suspect that is the case if your relevance score is at an 8, okay? And if that's the case, then that really means, yeah, your ad needs to be rewritten. The other thing is you may not be looking at the right data, because if you're getting like no traffic with a relevance score of 8, I don't know, is your link working? Have you tested your link? That's another thing, right? Do you put the right link in your ad? So test it out yourself. So those are the issues or the things that I can think of right off the top of my head right now. All right, so I hope that helps you out. So our last question right now is by Neef Abat, okay? Or Neef, N-E-F. Okay, I'm just really bad with names. All right, so Facebook ad struggle, another one. So this is a very common question that I'm getting a lot of times. Do we need to change the old personal ad Facebook pixel we installed on our website if I created a new business ad account using the same old advertisement? So here's the thing. Take a step back and understand this correctly. Number one, Facebook Business Manager account is kind of like an agency, okay? You create a Business Manager account. When you create a Business Manager account, it is simply kind of like an agency account where you hold all the other ad accounts. So when you already have a Facebook ad account running without a Business Manager account, what you need to do essentially is to get a Business Manager account that will basically have your personal ad accounts inside there, okay? So then by that time, you will have other ad accounts on your holding, on your agency side of things. So when you already have your pixels all set up, when you actually have ads all set up, leave it, because it is working. Okay, all you're doing is that you are tagging your ad accounts, your personal ad account, into your business manager, so your business manager actually owns and holds all these ad accounts under whatever your main thing is going to be. And by having a business manager account, well, here's the reason why I stress about having a business manager account. Number one, you can actually create more ad accounts with a business manager account. If you're just using the personal ads manager, you can only create one ad account. All right, and if that ad account gets suspended, guess what? You would actually need to find either your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family member's Facebook account to create a brand new one. However, when you have a business manager account, you can immediately create 3 to 5 more ad accounts under your name. So in case that one of them got suspended, you still have a couple more for you to actually use. All right, so that's the main reason why. The second reason is that if you travel a lot, like I do, Facebook security is just so strict in a way where it actually upsets a lot of people too. So let's say that if you basically are always logging in for me, like logging into Vancouver, in Vancouver, creating my ads in Vancouver, and I have to travel to like United States to like, let's say Phoenix or Austin, Texas. And if I fly there, all of a sudden my IP address gets changed going into Facebook, guess what? Facebook would thought that someone's hacking into my account, and they're just going to basically pause everything and make sure that you are quote-unquote protected. So that is going to be a big hit to your business if Facebook actually have to stop everything and you gotta file an appeal that, yeah, it is actually me. But if you actually log in through the business manager account, it'll be fine because they know that it is an agency. You will need to travel here and there, and that way it's just being more, not being as vulnerable on getting your account suspended. So these are the two main reasons why. Now, the third reason is also because of something called, that is pretty much advanced, for those of you who are advanced, it's sharing the pixels and sharing the product catalog. So if you actually have a business manager account and you want to actually share your audiences from one ad account to another ad account under your business manager accounts, you can actually do that all within the business manager account. So that's why I keep stressing that you guys need a business manager account. But anyways, answering your question in short, the business manager account is just like a holding account, okay? It just holds your personal ad account and any other ad account that you basically want to create, or if you want to collaborate with a coworker or a teammate or a business partner, that's where it all comes at play, all right? So I hope that really answered your question. Daniel just said, I just jumped in and I can tell there's value in this talk. So, and I got people saying, FB security is annoying, it's helpful and annoying, if that makes sense. Yep, I absolutely agree with you, okay? You guys are saying that my camera is actually not that blurry. It seems pretty blurry to me at the same time. Okay, all right. But anyways, that is all 5 questions for today. I hope that you guys actually learned something very valuable in this Daily Huddle episode number 2. We're only on episode number 2. Put in the word powerful right into the comment box. I always say comment box. Yeah, that's right. The comment box and the live chat box. If you guys actually learned a lot of valuable information in our Daily Huddle, and again, we're going to be doing this every day, and today is only our 2nd day. So imagine like a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, how much content we are going to actually have all together, and we're going to basically collect all these content, put it all onto a website where you guys can actually just simply go, because each of you are at a different stage in your business. Some of you are already building one, some of you guys are in the process of building one, some of you guys are already scaling up one, so at different times, you guys can actually take advantage of all of those. I got a lot of people saying powerful right now. All right, that is excellent. Okay. Let's see. I'm seeing like a lot of comments coming in right now. Excellent. So anyways, that's really it for today's section in our Daily Huddle. So remember, again, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you follow me on Facebook, because we are going to broadcast this live, our Daily Huddle, every weekday, Monday to Friday. And if you have a question, okay, make sure you go to www.fredlam.com/ask. and ask your question in there. And every day I'll pick 5 questions and I'll answer them as full detail as possible, and basically share them with you guys so you guys can actually learn and we can create some valuable content and training out of that. Alright, so that's it for this video. And also, watch out for my email this coming week. I got an amazing video training for you guys, especially for those of you that actually wanted to build a business and you have a very tight budget, okay? Watch out for that email, and next week we're going to basically have an amazing workshop, okay? Make sure you check my email, check my social media channel, and next week's workshop is going to blow you away. Alright, so that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, bye now.